If you're sick of hearing about that right royal runt, you're in the right place.
Yeah, we don't hate the baby or anything. We just don't care.
I do. I hate that baby. What was the headline? Royal baby doing well. Of course he's doing f***ing well. He's 7th in line to the throne. He's never going to have to work a day in his life.
Start this episode off, as is tradition, with Blackface Matters.
Last week, a high school in Illinois saw a walkout of around 1,000 students in protest over 4 kids from that school filming themselves with black marker all over their faces, harassing a McDonald's employee. Yes, he was black.
I think there's something to be said here for the kids that are taking a stand on this behaviour. It's good that, like with the climate change thing, the face of actual progress is the kids who want to see this shit stop and for something to be done.
Absolutely. Speaking of kids being the change they want to see in the world, some guy modified his Roomba to swear when it bumps into shit. And it's as good as it sounds. YouTuber Michael Reeves has uploaded a video where he shows off a much requested Roomba that features the voices of iDubbbz and Max Mofo screaming and swearing whenever a collision is detected.
How likely would you be to adopt this into your household?
They're in a horror movie.
He then later adds the voice of Lily Pichu. And then lets it loose in a Target to get some real consumer feedback.
You know how your Roomba is really impersonal? When it bumps into stuff, it doesn't yell like a child or something. Right? Makes it a little more personable, makes it a little more human, right? Am I right?
This is honestly the funniest thing I've seen all week. And exactly the way a screaming Roomba should be. I'd actually legitimately buy one. Link, obviously, to the video is in the description. I strongly recommend you check it out.
I just can't believe that Roomba hadn't considered doing this.
Yes!
Making
Like,
this
for God's
an
sake,
easy
please.
to find option. It's so
make
good.
it like personable and interesting and human and in pain.
I only like AI when it's
Suffering.
And while we're on the topic of AI and making fun of AI, we're now at a point where we can make AI at least as smart as some animals, which is leading to the question of AI rights and ethics. Jesus Christ, I say AI a lot then. John Basil
Yep.
and Eric Schwitzgebel.
Schwitzgebel.
John Basil and Eric Schwitzgebel, both professors of philosophy at the universities of Boston and California respectively, have published an article on the nature of AI and whether it should be afforded the same rights as animals.
If so, we could soon be eating, riding and farming AI, submitting it to gruesome, inhumane treatment in robot abattoirs and probably keeping some as pets or something.
I like the sound of robot meat. It's a really interesting article. It's linked below, of course, for you to check out. Moving smoothly on, harness-wearing whale was trained by the Russian military, researchers say. What?
The whale was spotted off the coast of Norway before approaching a fishing boat where it swam up with its mouth open as if expecting to be fed. This is strange behaviour for a whale, and even stranger was the harness it was wearing, complete with camera mounts bearing the mark Equipment St. Petersburg, leading experts to presume this is one of the many beluga whales trained by the Russian military to sniff out mines or torpedoes during the Cold War. Whether or not Russia is still training whales is up for debate, as is whether or not this is even a Russian-trained beluga whale in the first place.
I mean, how would a Russian whale, how would a whale have all of this stuff that says St.
There's
Petersburg?
no other. Yeah, like it's pretty.
It's clear
maybe,
cut.
I see the links. I can see where you're coming from. Yeah, maybe.
After, years and years at the top, Russia is still somehow the Bond villain of the world.
Yeah.
Hey, how'd you piss off fat people, black people, millennials all in one tweet?
You leave Donald Trump unsupervised for 10 minutes.
That's a good answer, but it's another way. Monterey Aquarium has apologised for a tweet in which they called one of their otters, Abby, a thick girl, absolute unit, and chonk, before ending by saying, "Oh Lord, she coming." And another internetism. This is so cringy. But more to the point, it's actually kind of stupid that people are getting so angry about this.
I think, well, because there's this aspect of, I understand the aspect of, like, okay, they're appropriating African American vernacular English. This kind of this is oh Lord, she coming thing.
Yeah.
I get that bit, but
well, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But I still don't see how that's enough of a reason to get to throw your arms up. You know, this is internet culture. These words are used by people that like let their dogs lick their face.
Yeah.
As opposed to insulting. And I mean, anyway, get a picture of the otter up and try and tell me that she's not a little chonk.
She's a little chonk.
And look, she coming. And it's not done in a way that's kind of insulting.
This isn't negative.
It's not like they're bullying a otter, which first of all does not comprehend bullying. It's an otter. A chonky otter.
But also, like, this is all positive.
Yeah,
this isn't body
fine.
like fat shaming, as they say. Like, it's positive. Like,
People love fat animals.
People love fat animals. Here's some fat animals. I'm going to throw them on the screen right now.
There you go. Look at that one.
They're freaking adorable. All right, no one doesn't like a fat animal.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But it's weird. It just seems like these people are kind of riling up their energy, and it's like, why aren't they using this to go and protest with those kids in Florida?
Yeah, right. We just mentioned these kids. There are bigger things out there than an aquarium celebrating one of their chunkiest otters.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but get over it.
Much like, what was it, Egg Boy,
Yeah.
the victim of the internet, I am going to proclaim Abby to be one of our heroes
Abby is our mascot
for the week.
for the week. We're not going to keep using...
No.
It's going to get old real fast.
Yeah, but there she is with a crown.
There we go. All right. You had that. Staying with cool water animals, Bryan Adams saved a humpback whale, putting himself between the whale and the hunters.
Bryan Adams is a cool water animal.
And Bryan Adams is a cool... Well, he is now. He's an
cool.
honorary
He's a
cool
cool guy.
water animal. Adams is actually well known for his animal rights work, even working with PETA. I'm just going to assume he didn't do all the crazy stuff they're known for, like throwing blood on people or whatever. In the encounter, he got between some boats and a whale off the coast of Mystique, an island in the Grenadines. This is actually some pretty good news for once, all things considered.
Bryan Adams is definitely my favourite Canadian singer, songwriter, record producer, guitarist, photographer, philanthropist and activist. And while we're talking about people herding animals to safety, I want to mention Scott Russo from California, who had some unexpected guests when he left the gate open to his backyard.
What do? I don't know what to do. Okay. Okay.
As you can see here, 200 belligerent sheep refuse to leave Scott Russo's garden. It kind of looks a lot like Last Call at a bar, doesn't it? Where everyone's kind of shifted off. I don't know. I don't care where you're staying. You can't stay here. And they're all like,
You're just herding them out, and they're just like, no, we don't want it. No, go.
I love it.
Get out.
It's great. And I just, I don't even know what to take away from this other than just...
It's just a sweet little thing that happened on
nice,
this planet.
nice. Thank-
Nice
thank-
little wholesome.
Thanks for that.
Like they're not hitting any of them or killing them or whatever.
That's good news.
It's good news.
Yeah.
Kind of weird. We don't know what to do with it, do we?
No, yeah. What's next?
Man forced to crawl after airport workers confiscate his scooter batteries.
Oh, just like that. We're back.
Here we
back.
go. Here we go. Comfort zone.
There we go. Right. Come on. Although this is also quite a depressing story here, actually, so brace yourself, guys. A 68-year-old Stern Hodge was vacationing with his wife from Calgary to Tulsa to celebrate their 43rd wedding anniversary. Congratulations, guys. Despite getting approval from the airline in advance, the man was forced to give up his mobility scooter. See, I thought it was a Razor scooter, so now I feel pretty bad.
No, it's
No,
worse.
seriously.
Nope.
Like, in all seriousness, Stern Hodge had actually lost his arm and leg in an accident. And the thing about these mobility scooters is that they tend to use lithium batteries. And most airlines actually have very strict guidelines about lithium batteries due to the fact that they can overheat and catch fire.
Yes, of course. So this poor guy had to crawl around his hotel room because of this airline, which has graciously offered the couple $800 in airline credit to apologise for the inconvenience.
Which is great, you know. $800 in airline credit. You can't bring your scooter, so we'll fly you places, but you have to crawl. I mean, Hodge's response naturally, inconvenience is when it rains on your holiday. So instead, he's taking them to court.
Good on you, buddy. Hey, if you scream into a pot and close the lid, what do you get?
I don't know.
Nothing. You get nothing but that hasn't stopped morons on Twitter trying it, thinking you might get the screen back or something.
Which really just makes you wonder how people have gotten this far in life.
The internet has really highlighted how stupid the average... Have you seen that video of the guy, I think it was a guy or a girl, the sprinkler is going, and the rainbow effect is happening, and they're like...
What is oozing out of our ground that allows this type of effect to happen? Not just around our sun and our moon anymore, everywhere we look. The visible spectrum is rainbows. We as a nation have got to ask ourselves, what the hell is going on?
Where do they think rainbows come from?
Like, for they teach this in schools. Whatever.
Do you remember Blind Date? With Cilla Black?
Yep, I remember.
Oh, okay. I didn't expect that. Well, that show's still on, apparently, and it's got Paul O'Grady hosting.
Of course, neither of us watch TV anymore. We're millennials, can't afford TV licenses.
Absolutely
It's not worth it. Advertising too much. Nah.
YouTube.
Yeah, we've got YouTube, Netflix, whatever.
Pornhub. So they had a bisexual lineup recently, which ended up with the 2 male contestants hooking up. Good for them. Then they want a trip to St. Lucia in the Caribbean. Except, gay sex is illegal there. Under their law of buggery and gross indecency. What's f***ed up here, besides the law, is that the contestants weren't told this until they were on their way to the f***ing hotel. If caught, they faced up to 10 years in prison. What the hell? I've worked on TV shows and I know that there's a research department.
Yeah, right. So Blind Date are like in the quote they were like, "Yeah, we're talking to our production team." Yeah. Sorry guys, they're out there.
Yeah,
they're
it's too
not
late.
Gonna come back and like reschedule. No, they're out there in the middle of it.
It's just such an embarrassing mistake.
What a stupid.
Like you go, let's do a bisexual video. Like, should we check to make sure that wherever the guests go,
it's not a contentious issue.
Yeah.
If they happen to be, because it literally was like 2 girls and 2 guys on the show and a bisexual kind of lineup thing, and they didn't check.
That's mad.
That's stupid.
It's absolutely insane.
That's stupid. Funnily enough, though, sex between 2 women is fine there. So make of that what you will.
I believe that's due to the sexy law.
Yeah, yes, the sexy law. All you guys listening, you know what we're talking about. Like, it's sexy, it's fine.
It's sexy, it's fine.
2 guys, weird,
There you go.
Makes me uncomfortable.
Changing the subject. But also keeping on the topic of things the law doesn't want you putting your dick in. Man facing child porn charges over sex doll claims he bought it to replace his dead son.
Oh, so this is either really unfortunate and sad or just really f***ed up. This guy ordered a child-sized sex doll from an online Chinese retailer that just happened to be on a watch list because, child sex doll. They intercepted the doll and arrested the guy. He claims he wanted to just replace his deceased son, who had passed away like some 20 years ago, but the mailing, receiving, smuggling, etc. of the doll all violates numerous laws, and so he was picked up and is now standing trial. Except, also, that they had to postpone the proceedings because he fainted in court.
Oh my god. I think what you said at the start, whether it was sad, depressing, or just f***ed up, I think it's actually all of them.
Yeah.
It happens to be every one of the things that you described it as.
Yeah.
This man maintains that he doesn't condone any kind of child abuse, and it seems kind of... Aside from this technically illegal activity, he's not himself a paedophile with no history or anything like that. So it's tricky.
Yeah,
it's a sad story.
This is because, as we say, he had no previous accusations or whatever of paedophilia. He's not. There's nothing to suggest he really was.
Boy.
He's not a nonce. He's
to our understanding.
Yeah, as far as we know, I'm not saying he's
he
not.
Owns he just a child sex doll. Say it like it is.
I'll withdraw my argument, please. If you're going to put it like that, well,
yeah. Case closed.
And, right, to end on a high note...
That wasn't a high note?
That wasn't a high note. It all gets better. To end on a high note, NASA scientists have failed to deflect a massive asteroid from destroying New York in a simulation. But it's that crucial first step toward the annihilation of mankind that gives us hope that this nightmare existence will soon be over.
This simulation was meant to test the world's response to an impending disaster, with NASA scientists and other governmental experts working together to assess what and how they would do in this scenario. Despite their best efforts, they managed only to break off a slice of the asteroid before it destroyed New York City. And that's it, that's about it.
I think that's pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah, and I can kind of like...
Of all the things that are going to wipe us out, an asteroid, it's fair, balanced, like Thanos. Just boom, end.
Yeah, it's like a nice piece of closure.
There's no losers or winners.
No.
We all lose.
We don't all have a common enemy. It's
Exactly.
like Watchmen, except not the movie, the comic.
The comic where they summon a giant space squid.
Yeah, which was better than using Dr. Manhattan because it made... Like, Dr. Manhattan made them all have a common enemy.
I like that, though.
It was clever, but it was kind of like... They didn't have the balls to do the squid. You don't agree with that?
I'd have been weirded out with the squid thing.
Yeah?
That would have been... There's a reason they threw that away at the beginning of Guardians 2.
Oh yeah, that's gross. Kind of squids are gross.
They are gross.
Yeah.
They're not the end of the world. I don't want the end of the world to actually be a giant squid.
No, okay.
Right? So, asteroid, NASA aren't going to do anything about it. Won't be able to do anything about it. Sorry. I'm fine with that.
Not trying.
That's an asteroid. Well, we know we can't do this, so
Best efforts. We tried this. New York died.
sorry, guys.
What happens to all the belligerent taxi drivers of New York?
it.
Yeah,
It all.
that's about it. I mean, you'd think we'd have more after 2 weeks,
But whatever. The world's obviously getting less stupid. Maybe that
optimistic.
kid with the Roomba that gave
Yeah.
me hope.
Let's give out some kind of titles to.
Okay. So who we had the kid who injected himself with Bible verses.
That's right.
You sir are knighted,
Yeah.
a paragon. What did I say earlier? Prodigy, smart boy, and
Prodigy swap.
and what was the other one? There was another kid who he was selling uranium.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. The kid is bought and sold uranium. That was great.
That was amazing. Yes,
And then of course Roomba Boy.
and Roomba Boy, Michael Reeves. You're on the list as well. Not that
Yeah.
you give a shit because you've got he's got a shit ton of subscribers. He's doing fine. He doesn't need us.
He doesn't need us to support him, but he gives me hope.
He does. He makes us want to live in this world just a touch more,
I
a
believe
little bit more.
the children are the future.
The Roombas of the future, screaming Roombas.
Screaming Roombas.
Imagine that. Well, anyway, I think we did okay this week. Just like, comment, subscribe, get in touch. We've got Facebook. We're setting up a Patreon. We're doing a bunch of stuff.
We had some very confusing messages from a fan, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was all about.
He just sort of sent us a bunch of pictures of our own advertising.
And I then asked for a link.
So that we'd know how it felt, I guess.
Yeah, like, how do you like it? That's how I read it. It was like, how's that? And I was like,
this does suck.
Yeah.
We're going to keep doing it, though, because that's how we get ourselves out
absolutely,
there.
yeah.
Sorry,
we're going to
but
continue to pay for advertising.
if you'd like to send us our advertising back to us, well, you go right ahead.
You go, all we'll do is send the link back to you, because that's what I did last
That's all we
time.
could do.
And he gave me a thumbs up.
We didn't know what the hell was going on. That was weird. That was weird.
That was weird.
Sorry, David.
Yeah.
Hello, David. You got to call out on the show. You earned it, buddy. You earned it.
Please send us some more messages of our advertising.
Whatever.
Yeah.
We're doing great, guys. I've been Don.
I've been Alfie.
We'll see you next week.
Bye. A McDonald's employee. Yes, he was black.
I think there's something to be said. Here for the kids. I think there's something to be said here for the kids that are...